A reminder that we should all log off and touch grass as often as possible. Granted, sometimes the internet has exactly what you need and whatnot. Which brings me to the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Whatnot. Whatnot's a live stream shopping app where you can buy, sell, or auction pretty much anything you can think of. Perfect for selling, finding a new home for those items in your house, with someone who can have a rejuvenated appreciation for them. Or perfect for buying. In my case, when I'm on the hunt for those retro games and movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, or the ever-coveted, always perfect VHS and Laserdisc collections. Fun to find these things out there in the wild, but at a point, you gotta realize you've tapped that local market dry. You gotta look elsewhere. Enter Whatnot, the elsewhere for your needs. I mean, dude was selling Dirt Bike Kid on VHS. That's a deep cut. And I like that Whatnot's more personal. You're watching people present the items live on stream. You're in the chat, talking with them, bidding on the items. It's more person to person. I like that. So click the link in the description or scan the QR code, download the Whatnot app, and if you use my link to sign up, you'll get $15 off your first purchase, redeemable anywhere on the app. I mean, Dirt Bike Kid VHS was $10. He said he'd go down to $8. That's like one Dirt Bike Kid VHS plus $7 extra bucks. A win's a win. And now a movie about conspiracy theorists right when Three-Eye Atlas is this close. Coincidence? Ha! So Begonia is directed by Lorgos Lanthimos, stars Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons, also Aidan Delbas. These two guys are conspiracy theorists who believe that she is an alien on Earth. So they shave her head so she can't contact her mothership, put anti-itch cream all over her, you know, to suppress more of her supposed alien powers. And the demands are simple. They want a meeting with her leaders so they can negotiate all the aliens that are on Earth to leave. In the words of the great philosopher, Bane, let the games begin. You now have the power struggle of the two guys going, we just want you to say the right things into the recording device. And she's like, I'm not an alien. I say these two guys, it really is Jesse Plemons' character. Teddy and Don are their names. Teddy's the leader, played by Jesse Plemons. It really is him hatching this plan. And his very loving, trusting cousin Don, who's being led by Teddy down this very dark road. Take notes on that. When people with the conviction of 1,000 suns are like, no, it's this, and I know that, doesn't mean they know shit. No doubt this movie was gonna feel like a fall release, not just because of the director speaking to the fact that this might very well be Oscar bait, but it was shot in a very unique aspect ratio. It's 1:50, I believe. When the movie comes on, I'm like, it's not 4:3, it's not 1:78, it's 1:50. I don't know, usually people go, hey, conventional release, it's widescreen as widescreen is. Or we're going Wes Anderson, you can play this thing on a CRT television, it wouldn't even look weird. Oh, 1:50. The acting in this movie is great, it's all top notch. I mean, Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone, you know these two are professionals of their craft, and they're really good at what they do. Really good doesn't even cut it. They are, in fact, great. Jesse Plemons simply being in this movie as a conspiracy theorist who kidnaps this woman, you know exactly the vibe. This mental battle, this war between the two of them, because she's really good at her job. Just at the beginning, she has such CEO speak. She's very articulate. She knows the right things to say to reach people, but you're not sure she actually gives a shit. CEO speak that comes across as belittling at times. So these two are just in a power struggle throughout this entire thing. And it's pretty damn entertaining to watch, I'll be honest with you. Because the movie is a thriller, no doubt, with comedic moments woven in that feel natural and organic enough to not compromise the thriller element. This one critic at the screening brought his wife and she was like, yeah, it's a comedy, right? I was like, yes, yes, of course it's a, I mean, it's comedic at times, sure. It's also pretty intense at times. And I like that when a movie can give me a roller coaster. It's like, it's a thriller, it's kind of funny, it's shocking, makes the movie difficult to pigeonhole. When you watch movies week in, week out, that's refreshing. Movies like this are like people. I appreciate it when they take themselves and the situation seriously enough, but also kick their feet up and have a bit of fun. It just makes the film feel more human. There is this, I felt it was a weird, out of place child abuse side arc in here. I imagine the movie's trying to illustrate trauma leads to not trusting, leads to someone creating their own reality in their head, leads to conspiracy theories. But as it was going down, it just all felt really awkward and weird. I was like, I feel like you could take this whole thing out, you'd still have the movie. And by the end of the movie, I still felt that way. It never changed. Also, the musical score in this movie by Jerskin Fendrix is pretty amazing. I don't script my stuff out. I probably should a little more these days because I want to give more love to composers because the music in a film is just so important. A lot of times I skip over it. Sometimes that's because the musical score doesn't stand out. But other times I mean to and I just forget to. That's my thing to work on. I am trying to work on it. The musical score sounds like the score from the movie Titus, you know, it's da da da, like everything just seems so grand, it feels so big. Or 300 for people who haven't seen Titus, because 300 sounds an awful lot like Titus. Looked into it a bit. I guess he didn't know too much about the movie. If he knew the movie was largely a basement interrogation, maybe he wouldn't have gone so hard. But the vague information he had, it sounds like a score that goes with an alien invasion movie. If you take the visuals in this film at face value, the musical score feels way too intense. But if you ask Jesse Plemons' character, hey, is this musical score too intense for the situation? He'd be like, too intense. It's the perfect score for this situation. The resistance making their last best stand against the alien invasion, this is the music for that. It coincides with how he sees the situation. It's amazingly well done. But yeah, this movie's really enjoyable. It's dark, it's fun, it's funny, it's messed up, it's twisted. The movie's a slow burn, absolutely. Not gonna say it's not, but again, I felt there was payoff for it, so it doesn't feel like a boring movie. It doesn't feel like a slow movie. Slow burn. It's different. It's about 2 hours long. I was engaged the entire time. It's the kind of unique, twisted take I like to see in a movie. It's a standout in 2025. I think this movie's worth watching and worth buying on VHS. Aspect ratio's close enough, it wouldn't even make it too weird. All right, so Begonia, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite conspiracy theory? Never mind. No one here is gonna be like, yeah, here's my favorite conspiracy theory with my username, government. Someone brought up the fact that the government shutdown happened right when 3i Atlas was close enough, but NASA can't release pictures because it can't take pictures. No government money. Coincidence. I was like, wait. Or what's a solid small-scale battle of wills psychological thriller? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.